Hi, I'm going to talk about blended learning. Blended learning combines online learning and face-to-face components. According to Use Blended Learning evidence-based practice, blended learning can be defined as a student learns at least in part at a supervised brick and mortar location, and at least in part through the internet that students control some elements. Jen Johnson defines blended learning as an instructional planning that improves students' engagement and learning environment. She mentions that blended learning has strong connection between online and offline work. Online content has to be connected with face-to-face classroom. Blended learning also needs an online classroom presence that students routinely access information and participate. Designing blended learning includes steps of analysis, which is to determine the desired learning goals. Next step is to establish the readiness to go blend. It includes 5 preconditions, which are institutional support, infrastructural readiness, content readiness, instructor readiness, and learner readiness. If everything is ready, then next step is to determine the pedagogical approach, following by developing an initial blended learning model. Step 6 is to implement the blended learning model, then gather feedbacks to determine the achievement, and finally, final the blended learning model. The advantages of blended learning include it can overcome the problem that students' lack of engagement with instructors. Blended learning provides the flexibility for both students and instructors. It can improve communications and interaction between students and instructors through computer-mediated communication tools. Students can have more control over discussions than face-to-face discussions. It can lower the average of per pupil costs. It can increase students' learning outcomes. A study by U.S. Department of Education maintains that blended online and face-to-face learnings has stronger learning outcomes than face-to-face instruction only. Jen Johnson mentions blended learning can increase students' collaboration, student control, and save more time. From the video Blended Learning at Spanaway Elementary School, students are satisfied with blended learning because they can learn while playing games and they feel more engaged. I think blended learning is a great instructional tool. It is similar with flipping the classroom. Blended learning can increase students' collaboration. I will use blended learning in math and science classes because the concepts are pretty hard to understand, and with the online games and online resources, students can understand the concepts faster and better. Just like the dream box from Spanaway Elementary School, it's a great tool to engage students and help them to understand the concept that is hard to deliver it by instructors. Blended learning can also be effective for adults who do not have time to attend face-to-face classes. For the 6th blended learning model in K-12, teachers can use online games to supplement the course's contents. However, there are some limitations and disadvantages of blended learning. Blended learning requires high self-discipline for learners and heavy workload for instructors because instructors have to design the online resource. For younger students, facing the devices for a long time can cause eye damage. Students may also be attracted by other online information that does not relate with the course. Thank you.